Welcome to Oddity Vault, where we poke around history's weirder corners, usually with a lantern and a raised eyebrow. In this one, we're in Victorian England, the time of tight corsets and piss-soaked streets, to meet a mysterious nut job called Spring-Heeled Jack. A nutter who treated rooftops like his personal bouncy castle. From 1837 to the early 20th century, this cloaked oddball, glowing eyes and sharp claws, and a habit of jumping walls like Tigger, rattled towns and cities. He left folks shaking, authorities scratching their heads, and a riddle that still hangs around like a bad smell. Was he a bored troublemaker? Was he a ghost? Or just someone who really didn't like to walk? We'll follow his shadowy path through the years. We start in 1837 in the dim corners of Victorian London. The city was a maze of gas lamps and grime, with Queen Victoria freshly crowned and folks clinging to old superstitions. The first real encounter hit in October on Clapham Common. Mary Stevens, a young servant, was walking home when a tall dark shape sprang from the gloom. He grabbed at her with cold claw-like hands and tugged at her dress. The screams brought people running, but he jumped over the wall with ease, vanishing. On February the 20th, Jane Alsop in Bow heard a desperate knock. "We've caught Springfield Jack," someone was shouting outside the front door. She went and lit a candle, and to her surprise, he shed his cloak. X-Men. His eyes glowing red, spitting blue flames in her face, clearly not friendly. He jumped and scratched at her before her sister pulled her inside. And then he scarpered off like a lunatic. A week later, February the 28th, Lucy Scales in Limehouse met the same fiery surprise before he bounded away. London was on the edge. The papers christened him Spring-Heeled Jack. And suddenly, every creak at the door felt like trouble. After 1838, Jack didn't fade. He roamed wider. London's panic settled, but in the 1840s, tales trickled in from the countryside. In 1843, North Hampshire and East Anglia locals spotted a leaping figure with an unsettling presence, hopping over hedges like a kangaroo. In February 1855, Devon, odd hoof marks stretching over roofs and walls after a snowstorm. Some pointed to Jack, wondering if he'd swap claws for something hoofed, just to keep people guessing, or maybe he'd misplaced his usual boots that day. By the 1860s and 70s, he drifted to the Midlands, Birmingham and Wolverhampton, vaulting fences amid the factory smoke, probably giving night workers a decent scare to liven them up. In 1870, he tangled with the army at Aldershot Garrison. A sentry guard took a slap right across the face when he saw a figure perch on a sentry box just before it melted into the dark, but only caught a chilling laugh as Jack slipped away. Bullets didn't seem to bother him much. In 1877, Lincoln saw him near Newport Arch, wrapped in what looked like sheepskin. Odd choice, but it worked. A crowd chased him, guns popping, yet he dodged every shot and leapt over the walls, leaving everyone stunned. By the 1880s, Jack's shadow reached Liverpool. In 1888, Everton residents watched him spring into St. Francis Xavier's church roof. Crowds gathered, but he leapt from the roof, disappearing into the night. His last known appearance in 1904, again in Liverpool, on William Henry Street. Locals saw a figure in a helmet. Locals saw a figure in a helmet and a tight suit, hopping down the road. Nothing new for Liverpool. He vanished into the dark, and that was mostly the end. In 1986 in Hertfordshire, there was rumbles that he might still be out there. So who was Springfield Jack? The Marquis of Watford is a prime candidate. He was a restless noble with too much cash and a taste for trolling. He died in 1859 though, and Jack kept going, so perhaps he inspired a copycat or two. Red eyes, breathing blue flames, metal claws, and bouncing around like he's been on the dancing powders all night. So what do you think? Ghost, nutter, or something else? Let me know in the comments. And feel free to like and subscribe if you like the content. Ta-da!